Hello everyone. This is our project for the data analysis for business course. Will be hypothesis testing. We'll be testing Etisalat user data usage. This is our table of content, and we'll start with the first one is the introduction. Whereas the company is Etisalat, and our business case will be evaluate average monthly data usage per subscriber. And our research question is, do Etisalat users consume more than 12 gigabyte per month on average? And we approach a hypothesis test for one population. And our goal is providing statistical evidence to support or reject the claim. Second is data collection. It's a real per user monthly data, not publicly available, and synthetic data set generated using Google AI Studio and prompt included constraints mean is 13 gigabyte and the standard deviation is 6 gigabyte for 120 users. And our transparent disclosure is AI generated data shown in the next video.
Here I used Google AI Studio to generate a synthetic dataset of monthly data usage for Etisalat subscribers. Since real per user data is not publicly available, this synthetic dataset allows us to apply the hypothesis testing methods. I specified the sample size as 120 users with a target mean around 13 gigabytes and a standard deviation of about 6 gigabytes so the data would follow a roughly bell-shaped distribution. The AI studio produced 120 rows of monthly data usage value. Most values fall between 6 gigabytes and 18 gigabytes, which matches the expected range. Outliers are limited, and the distribution is centered around the mean, making the dataset suitable for statistical analysis. AI Studio also confirmed that the sample mean was 13.66 gigabytes with a standard deviation of 3.43 gigabytes. This aligns with the parameters we set. These descriptive statistics provide the foundation for our hypothesis testing. After generating the dataset, I exported the values into Excel to perform the one sample t-test. This allowed us to formally test whether the average monthly usage is greater than the hypothesized benchmark of 12 gigabytes. This dataset is the evidence we use to calculate the test statistics, critical value, and p-value in Excel. Here I used Google AI Studio to generate sample statistics. As we can see here on the right, I used the data that Google AI Studio provided us to calculate these values. And these statistics summarizes the dataset generated in Google AI Studio. They provide the inputs needed for the hypothesis test. The standard error shows how precise our estimate of the mean is. Together, these values allow us to calculate the test statistics and compare it to the critical threshold. This step bridges raw data to hypothesis test decision. Our null hypothesis here is the average monthly data usage is less than or equal to 12 gigabytes, and our alternative hypothesis is that the average monthly data usage is less than 12 gigabytes. Our significance level is 5%. Hypothesis test result. Our test statistic equal 5.305, which is far greater than the critical value, which is 1.658, and our p-value is 2.642 multiplied by 10 to the power negative 7, which is far below our significance level of 5%. Our decision rule is that we reject the null hypothesis if the t-statistics is greater than the critical t-score, or if the p-value is less than the significance level. And here we reject the null hypothesis because the t-statistics is much greater than the critical t-score, and the p-value is much less than the significance level. According to our sample of 120 users, there is sufficient evidence to support the claim that the average monthly data usage is greater than 12 gigabytes.
Visualization. Here our histogram shows our monthly histogram of monthly data usage. We have 120 users. Our HIPS9 mean is 12 gigabytes, where the red dashed line is. Our sample mean is 13.66 gigabytes, where our green line is. And our rejection threshold is 12.56 gigabytes, where our orange line is. This shows that our sample mean lies far into the rejection region. Our business interpretation. Users consume significantly more than 12 gigabytes per month. Capacity planning. Network must handle a much higher demand. Marketing. Opportunity to promote higher tier data plans. Strategic insight. Heavy usage trend supports investment in infrastructure.
And now for reflection and limitations. Data was AI generated due to lack of public per user statistics. Results are illustrative, not operational forecasts. Hypothesis testing process correctly applied. Transparency, prompts, outputs, and analysis are all documented. And finally, for the conclusion, hypothesis test shows strong evidence against the null hypothesis. Average monthly usage is significantly higher than 12 GB. The p-value is equal to 0.0000026, virtually zero probability under null hypothesis. And business meaning Etisalat should expect heavy user demand. Thank you for listening.